Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum. My name is Tad Mohammed. I am a foundation level student at यहाँ स्कूल इस्लामाबाद कैंपस। तो जैसे कि आपको पता है कि जब ये तक नई चैट जीपीटी के साथ आते हैं, तो आज मैं चैट जीपीटी के साथ आए हैं जिसका टॉपिक है व्हाट इज द बैकबोन ऑफ अर्ली क्लियरेंस। So let's go start chat GPT. Hello chat GPT, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing really well, thank you. How about you? Hope everything's going great
Okay
on your
chat
end.
GPT, listen me. My first question is what is word pleasure consort of.
Of course, I'm here to listen. Just let me know what's on your mind, and I'll do my best to help out.
Okay, ChatGPT, nice. My next question is which part would pretty consist of words?
Absolutely. I'm ready whenever you are. Feel free to ask your question about bread or anything else, and I'm happy to help.
Okay, ChatGPT, nice answer. My next question is a name the two main types of wood based on plant type.
Sure, some common types of bread include things like sourdough, baguette, ciabatta, and whole wheat bread. If you have any specific ones in mind or want to dive deeper into any of them, just let me know.
Okay, ChatGPT, nice answer. My next question is what is the difference between hardwood and softwood?
Absolutely. The main difference is that hardwood comes from deciduous trees like oak or maple, which lose their leaves seasonally, and they tend to be denser and more durable. Softwood, on the other hand, comes from coniferous trees like pine or spruce, which usually have needles and are less dense. Let me know if you'd like more details.
Okay, ChatGPT, nice answer. My next question is where was food contract considered the backbone of early citizens?
Great question. Absolutely, I'm here to help. So, in the context of early lessons, the contract typically considers foundational principles, basic concepts, and the core skills that learners need to build upon. If you want more specifics, just let me know.
Okay, ChatGPT, nice answer. My next question is which natural property made wood a popular material in ancient time?
Absolutely. In general, hardwood is popular for its durability, its fine grain, and its aesthetic appeal, making it great for furniture, flooring, and cabinetry. Softwood, on the other hand, is often used in construction and for things like paper production. And of course, the cost and availability also play a big role. Let me know if you'd like more details on any specific aspect.
Okay, ChatGPT, nice answer. My next question is how does the growth ring of revert insects at the edge?
Great question. So, growth rings, also known as tree rings, form due to the seasonal growth patterns of a tree. Each year, a tree produces a new layer of wood, and in spring, when growth is rapid, the ring is lighter and wider. In late summer and fall, growth slows down and the ring becomes darker and narrower. By counting these rings, you can determine the tree's age and learn about past climate conditions.
Okay, ChatGPT, nice answer. My next question is what are the main components of wood structure?
Sure, the main components of a wood structure typically include the load-bearing elements like beams, columns, and posts, as well as floor joists, roof rafters, and wall studs. You'll also find sheathing, fasteners, and sometimes insulation and vapor barriers. All these parts work together to provide stability, strength, and support.
Okay, ChatGPT, nice answer. My next question is what role did forests play in ancient society?
That's a wonderful question. Forests play a crucial role in maintaining ecological balance. They help regulate the climate by absorbing carbon dioxide. They support biodiversity by providing habitats for countless species. And they also play a big part in the water cycle, helping to maintain clean water and prevent soil erosion. Overall, they're absolutely vital for a healthy planet.
Okay, ChatGPT, nice answer. My next question, what is the standard frame for the study of wood?
Absolutely. The standard tram for studying wood typically refers to a device or a method used to examine wood samples in detail. It could be a specialized instrument for measuring things like grain patterns, density, and moisture content, or even a setup for microscopic analysis. If you have something more specific in mind, definitely let me know.
Okay, ChatGPT, nice answer. My next question is what material were commonly made from wood in early creation?
Of course, some of the most common materials used in woodwork and carpentry include hardwoods like oak, maple, and cherry, as well as softwoods like pine, cedar, and spruce. Each type of wood has its own unique characteristics like hardness, grain pattern, and color, which makes them suitable for different projects. Let me know if you want to dive deeper into any specific type.
Okay, ChatGPT, nice answer. My next question is how was wood used in the constituents of early human structure?
Absolutely. In early human structures, wood was primarily used for building frameworks like the basic skeleton of huts and shelters. It was also used for making tools, simple furniture, and even as a structural support for roofs and walls. Its availability and workability made it an essential material for early construction.
Okay, ChatGPT, nice answer. My next question is what was the primary use of wood in ancient transportation?
Sure. In essence, wood in construction is all about its strength, its durability, and its versatility. It's used for structural support, for creating frameworks, and also for aesthetic purposes. Over time, it's been a fundamental material in building everything from simple huts to complex buildings. Let me know if there's anything more specific you'd add to that.
Okay, ChatGPT, nice answer. My next question, name one ancient civilization now for wooden planks.
Absolutely. One of the key limitations from wooden building is its susceptibility to moisture and humidity, which can cause swelling, warping, or rotting. Another limitation is that wood can be vulnerable to pests like termites. Also has certain strength limitations compared to steel or concrete, especially under heavy loads. But of course, wood also has many advantages as well.
Okay, ChatGPT, nice answer. My next question is how did wood help in the advent of climate?
Great question. Wood has played a crucial role in the advancement of human civilization by providing a versatile material for building tools, constructing homes, creating ships, and even developing early machinery. Its workability and availability made it fundamental in everything from early agriculture to industrial revolution innovations. It really helped shape the development of human societies.
Okay, ChatGPT, nice answer. My next question is how did early climate prevent wood from decay?
That's a fascinating topic. Early civilizations often protected wood by using natural oils, resin, and even techniques like charring the surface to make it more resistant to decay. They also use methods like storing wood in dry conditions and applying protection.
Okay, okay, ChatGPT, nice answer. My next question is what was the significance of wooden cats and wagons and trade?
Absolutely. Wooden carts were incredibly significant in ancient times because they enabled the transportation of goods, resources, and people overland, making trade and communication more efficient. Meanwhile, wooden carts also had their limitations like vulnerability to rough terrain and the need for animal power. Still, they were a fundamental part of early transportation and helped shape early economies.
Okay, ChatGPT, nice answer. My next question is how did wood consider development of early art science?
That's a great question. Wood played a huge role in early art and craftsmanship, from the creation of sculptures and carvings to the development of musical instruments and furniture. Early artisans used wood to create intricate designs and functional art, and it allowed for a lot of creativity and innovation. Over time, wood became not only a medium for practical items, but also a canvas for artistic expression.
Okay, ChatGPT, nice answer. My next question is how did wood influence the early industrial revolution?
Absolutely. In the ancient world, wood was essential during the agricultural revolution as it was used to create tools like plows, and it helped in building irrigation systems and storage facilities. It also played a big role in constructing early granaries and barns, which were crucial for storing surplus crops. Overall, wood enabled more efficient farming practices and helped societies grow and thrive.
Okay, ChatGPT, nice answer. My next question is what were the ancient methods of woodworking?
Sure, the science of woodworking, often called wood science or wood technology, involves understanding the physical and chemical properties of wood, how it grows, how it's processed, and how it can be used and preserved. It covers everything from the anatomy of different wood species to the best methods of drying, treating, and shaping wood. It's a fascinating field that blends biology, chemistry, and engineering.
Okay, ChatGPT, nice answer. My next question is which tools were first used for cutting and shaping wood?
Absolutely. Wood has been used for carving and shaping for thousands of years, with early cultures using it to create tools, figurines, and even intricate decorations. Ancient civilizations like the Egyptians and the Greeks were among the first to really refine wood carving techniques. Over time, different cultures developed unique styles and methods, making wood carving an essential art form across the world.
Okay, ChatGPT, nice answer. My next question is how did were first evolution as create in ancient society?
That's a really intriguing question. Wood has been fundamental in scientific evolution in many ways. For instance, early scientists and inventors used wooden tools and instruments like early microscopes and telescopes, and even used wooden frameworks for buildings that housed observatories and laboratories. Additional wood was essential in creating early scientific equipment like drafting tables and storage for specimens. Overall, wood has really supported the growth and advancement of science throughout history.
Okay, ChatGPT, nice answer. My next question is how did the variation of wood affect the land pattern?
No worries at all. Whenever you're ready, just let me know your question and I'm here to help. Feel free to ask anything at any time.
Okay, ChatGPT, nice answer. My next question is what innovation value did the time hold and extend trade?
Of course, the main difference between hardwood and softwood really comes down to the type of tree they come from. Hardwoods are from deciduous trees, which usually have broad leaves and lose them seasonally, and they tend to be denser and more durable. Softwoods, on the other hand, come from coniferous trees like pines and firs, and they generally have needles and are less dense. Each type has its own unique properties and uses.
Okay, ChatGPT, nice answer. My next question is how does spelling still depend of wood? ChatGPT, can you hear me?
That's a great question. The strength of wood depends on. Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. If you have any more questions or anything else you'd like to know, just let me know.
Okay, ChatGPT, my next question is what technology evolution ensures the extent of wood use?
Absolutely. Wood technology focuses on understanding the properties, processing, and utilization of wood in various applications. This includes everything from improving wood's durability and resistance to decay to developing new wood-based materials and enhancing woodworking techniques. It's a fascinating field that combines aspects of biology, chemistry, and engineering.
Okay, ChatGPT, nice answer. My next question is how did defense affect early civilization?
That's a really interesting topic. In early civilizations, defense played a huge role in shaping settlements and their development. For example, wood was often used to build palisades, watchtowers, and fortifications, providing protection against invaders. The availability and quality of wood influenced the strength and design of these defenses, which in turn affected the security and growth of early communities.
Okay, ChatGPT, my next question is which ancient searchers first required projects used?
Absolutely. Early humans first relied on wood for basic tools like spears and clubs, and also for building shelters and fires. As they progressed, wood became essential for constructing more complex structures like boats, and eventually it was used in agriculture and even in the development of early machinery. So wood really laid the foundation for many advancements in human history.
Okay, ChatGPT, nice answer. My next question is what system meaning did wood hold in early cultures?
Absolutely. In early cultures, wood held a multifaceted role. It was not only a fundamental resource for construction and tools, but it also had cultural and spiritual significance. Many early societies used wood in religious rituals, carved idols, and created artwork. It also served as a symbol of life,
Okay,
growth, and nature.
ChatGPT,
Overall,
listen me. ChatGPT, my
no
next
worries at
question
all.
is
If
which creators used trees and their leaves?
Of course, different tree species have unique properties that make them well suited for specific uses. For example, oak is known for its strength and durability, making it great for furniture and flooring. Pine, being softer and more easily workable, is often used in construction and cabinetry. Maple is popular for its fine grain and is often used in cabinetry and musical instruments. Each wood species really brings its own unique qualities to the table.
Okay, ChatGPT, nice answer. My next question is how did Warden ideals or status features and accents work shape?
That's a great question. Wood plays a big role in the durability and stability of structures by providing natural flexibility and strength. It can absorb and release moisture, which helps to moderate temperature and humidity levels inside buildings. Also, with proper treatment and maintenance, wood can be incredibly durable, lasting for centuries. Its natural resilience and versatility definitely help extend the lifespan of structures.
Okay, ChatGPT, nice answer. My next question is what kind of wooden structure were used for centuries?
Absolutely. For centuries, wood has been used in a wide range of structures, including timber framed homes, churches, and barns, as well as bridges and ships. In many cultures, wood was the primary building material for creating everything from castles to everyday dwellings. Its versatility allowed for intricate joinery, and it provided warmth and aesthetic appeal, making it a cornerstone of architectural history.
Okay, ChatGPT, nice answer. My next question is in which varieties is the word tree a central concept?
That's a great question. The center of the wood is called the pith, and it's basically the innermost part of the tree trunk. As the tree grows, new layers of wood form around it, and the pith can sometimes be visible as a small dot or a line in the center. It's a key part of the tree structure and can influence the wood's characteristics.
Okay, ChatGPT, my next question is which ancient elements built wooden and temple or stands?
Of course, wood density refers to how much mass is packed into a given volume of wood, and it can vary greatly among different species. Denser woods are generally stronger, harder, and more durable, while less dense woods tend to be lighter and more easily worked. This density also affects how wood absorbs moisture and how it reacts to environmental conditions. It's definitely a key factor in choosing wood for different
Okay,
purposes.
ChatGPT, listen me, nice answer. My next question is which ancient use stapling of floaters?
Absolutely. Wood is often used in making various types of flooring, such as hardwood floors like oak, maple, or cherry, because of their durability and aesthetic appeal. Softwoods like pine can also be used for more budget-friendly flooring option. That wood flooring is appreciated for its warmth, natural beauty, and the ability to be refinished multiple times. It's definitely a popular choice for many homes and buildings.
Okay, ChatGPT, my next question is what culture to browse of rats were accepts with cutting trees?
That's a fascinating topic. Different cultures have historically favored certain trees based on their local environment and the properties of the wood. For example, in Japan, cedar and pine have been commonly used for temples and shrines, while in Europe, oak was often the wood of choice for building cathedrals and cahoots. In North America, different indigenous cultures utilized various native trees for making canoes, tools, and dwellings. It's really interesting how each culture adapted to their natural resources.
Okay, ChatGPT, listen me. My next question is what kind of forest specialist would the early village man?
Absolutely. In early civilizations, forests that were dense with hardwood trees like oak, maple, and teak were especially valuable. These forests provided strong, durable wood that was ideal for building structures, making tools, and crafting weapons. Forests that had a mix of both hardwood and softwood were also really beneficial as they offered a variety of
ChatGPT,
resources.
my next question is how did humans manage forest request in ancient time?
That's a great question. Early humans learned to manage forests through practices like selective logging, controlled earning, and sustainable harvesting. By doing so, they encouraged new growth, maintained biodiversity, and ensured a continuous supply of wood. Over time, they developed a deep understanding of the forest ecosystem, which held them to both preserve and benefit from these natural resources.
Okay, ChatGPT, nice answer. My next question is how did early people translate large logs?
That's a fascinating topic. In ancient times, people often used methods like manual labor with large teams, along with simple tools such as levers, pulleys, and sledges. They also used waterways like rivers to float logs downstream, and sometimes even created roads or ramps to move timber. Through these
Okay,
innovative
ChatGPT,
techniques,
nice answer. My next question is what types of trees were most available for concert use?
absolutely. Typically, hardwoods like oak, maple, cherry, and walnut are commonly available for fine woodworking and furniture making, especially in North America and Europe. Meanwhile, softwoods like pine, fir, and cedar are also widely available and are often used in construction and general carpentry. The availability really depends on the region and the local forest resources.
Okay, ChatGPT, nice answer. My next question is how did the sets of woods use influence clades survival?
That's a really interesting question. Wood has definitely influenced the development of early civilizations in many ways. For example, it enabled the construction of sturdy buildings, the creation of tools and weapons, and even the development of trade routes through the use of ships and canoes. It also contributed to cultural practices, art, and even the development of writing materials. Overall, wood played a central role in helping civilizations grow and
Okay,
thrive.
ChatGPT, my next question is how did cigarettes process gas wood wet?
That's a great question. Typically, when trees are harvested for wood, the logs are first cut into manageable sizes and then debarked. After that, the wood is typically dried either through air drying or kiln drying to reduce its moisture content. This process helps to stabilize the wood and prevent issues like warping or cracking. Once dried, the wood can then be shaped and treated for various uses. It's definitely a fascinating process.
Okay, ChatGPT, my next question is how does modern estates still rely on wood?
That's a really interesting topic. Essentially, moisture in the environment can cause wood to expand when it absorbs water and contracts when it dries out. This fluctuation can lead to changes in the wood's dimensions, such as swelling, warping, or even spitting. That's why controlling moisture content is crucial in woodworking and construction to ensure stability and longevity of wooden structures and products.
Okay, ChatGPT, my last question is what are the major difference between ancient and modern you would use?
That's a great question. Essentially, the main difference is that hardwood comes from deciduous trees, which typically have broad leaves and lose them seasonally, and hardwood tends to be denser and more durable. On the other hand, softwood comes from coniferous trees like pines and spruces, which usually have needles and are less dense. This difference in density and structure leads to different
Okay,
uses and properties for
ChatGPT.
each.
सो ये थी हमारे आज की ChatGPT। तो उम्मीद है आपको पसंद आई होगी। तो मिलते हैं किसी और ChatGPT के साथ। अल्लाह हाफिज। पाकिस्तान जिंदाबाद।